All right, so we're diving into something pretty intense this time, something with some real emotional weight behind it, beyond just the sport itself.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. It's not just about who lands the better punch, you know. We're looking at Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn.
Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, and it's, well, the fight preview we've got here really digs deep into the backstories, the controversies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to unpack today. What makes this fight so gripping? What's at stake beyond the belts and the rankings?
Absolutely. It's a story of legacies on the line, personal struggles, and the need for redemption. You really can't separate those things from the action in the ring.
Right. And I think that's what makes it so fascinating for us, you know?
Yeah.
It adds this whole other dimension. Let's start with Conor Benn. I mean, that failed drug test back in 2022, that kind of hangs over everything, doesn't it? It really put his whole career in question.
For sure. You know, it's a huge setback for any fighter, but for someone like Benn, who is on this meteoric rise, it was particularly devastating.
It's got to be a lot to come back from.
It is. And, you know, when a fighter's in that position, you see one of two things happen. Either they crumble under the pressure, or they channel that adversity, turn it into fuel. I think Benn's early rounds will tell us a lot about which direction he's going in.
Right. And speaking of early rounds, the preview we've got here really highlights his aggressive style. He's known for these explosive punches, that relentless pressure. He likes to come forward, force the fight.
Absolutely. He's a high-octane fighter, loves to go for the knockout, especially with that big overhand right of his.
And you have to think, with all that he's been through, that need to prove himself, he's going to come out swinging. Could be a real problem for Eubank Jr. if he can't handle that early onslaught.
Yeah, that's the key. Can he weather the storm, so to speak? Because if Benn can get inside, land those body shots, turn it into a brawl, Eubank Jr. could be in trouble.
But then you look at Eubank Jr., and he's dealing with his own kind of pressure, right? This public falling out with his father, Chris Eubank Sr., a legend in the sport. It adds a whole other layer to this fight.
It does. I mean, Chris Eubank Sr.'s disapproval, it's got to weigh on Eubank Jr., even if he doesn't show it. It's hard to imagine not having that kind of support from your own father, especially in such a demanding sport.
Yeah, and Eubank Sr. was more than just a father. He was his trainer, his mentor, for so long.
Exactly. So now you have Eubank Jr., who's known for being this polished, technical fighter, having to rely more on himself, having to prove he can do it without his father in his corner.
It's a very different kind of pressure than what Benn's facing, but it's pressure nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. And it could manifest in interesting ways. Will we see a more cautious Eubank Jr.? Or will he be even more determined to prove his father wrong? That's one of the big questions going into this fight.
So we have Benn, this explosive, relentless force, aiming for a quick finish. And on the other side, we have Eubank Jr., the more calculated, experienced fighter, trying to control the distance, pick his shots. It's a classic boxer versus brawler matchup.
It really is. And it's not just about physical skills. It's about mental toughness, about who can handle the weight of their personal struggles, who can stay focused under immense pressure.
Yeah, that's what it all boils down to, isn't it? It's about who can rise above the drama, the distractions, and perform when it matters most.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this fight so compelling for the viewers. It's not just about two guys throwing punches. It's about human resilience, the will to overcome obstacles both inside and outside the ring.
It really is a testament to that. So for everyone listening, if you want to see how this all unfolds, if you want to witness this clash of styles, of personalities, of personal struggles, you can't miss this fight. It's more than just a boxing match. It's a story of redemption, of proving yourself, of overcoming the odds.
It's a fight that asks a profound question. Can you rise above your personal baggage and achieve greatness? That's something we all grapple with in our own lives in different ways.
It is, and it's something worth thinking about for sure.
Yeah.
And if you found this deep dive into damaging hooks insightful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends.